Season 8 for Project Ascension started yesterday and we had a blast.
Worldforged Enchants and updated dungeons,
New abilities, and plenty of other changes that are going to be keeping us busy. But maybe not all of those changes were actually good. Let's talk about it. Unfortunately, the experience started out on a bit of a sour note. Firstly, it was a little difficult to get on. A lot of people trying to get on at the same time. I can respect that. But when you got on, all those items you bought with real money on the Ascension shop, all those vanity items, well, those items are all actually removed from your character on Season 8. Now, to get these items back, you have to buy a bundle, the cheapest of which being about 16 American dollars to get a Vanity Collection Sync item so that you can bring the Vanity items you previously already bought to this new server. Does anyone like this? No. Does it seem like a bit of a cash grab? Yes. If it's a lot of work to sync these items, I'm okay paying a fee. Again, I don't know how long it takes to actually do the sync or what technical aspects are involved, but don't attach it to a $16 bundle. Give me a standalone item for about, $5 or less. I'll be fine with. Then I'm great. Then I'm good with that. Thankfully, the Worldforged Enchants are pretty hype. They do a lot of things right in this regard, and the ones I've seen so far have actually been pretty impactful. The one everyone has been talking about is Serpent Form, and for good reason. Actually, look at this. Look at this fucking enchant. It's like a book. It's wild. It's crazy. This sneaky little snake man here was being hunted by everyone in a cool little community effort, and it wasn't until a couple hours into Season 8 that we were actually able to confirm where it dropped. Now, this item does drop from Lord Cobran in Wailing Caverns. Why am I telling you this? Well, if you're not familiar with the Worldforged Enchant, I should mention that you can actually not buy this enchant from the auction house or find it randomly on gear. The only way to get these Worldforged Enchants is by doing what it wants you to do, in this case, killing Lord Cobra Khan. Now, I should mention, for you Serpent Form hunters out there, it does seem like a very low drop rate, so you may have to kill him a few times to actually see it. Now, these Worldforged Enchants have actually led to the community working together in an attempt to not only find Serpent Form, but the rest of the Worldforged Enchants as well. Most of them are still a mystery, but with this community, I think we'll find them before long. The only negative I have on that point is that they don't allow you to extract the Worldforged Enchant, meaning once you put it on a piece of gear, you better hope you don't find an upgrade, because if you replace that gear, that enchant is gone. Now, at the time, Stream Chat was telling me this was actually a bug and you are meant to be able to extract them so you can translate that enchant to other gear. Let's hope that's going to be the case. Talking about Wailing Caverns, they did a much needed overhaul of this super dungeon. Before, you'd have to kill pretty much all 12 or so bosses in this dungeon, escort this stupid Terran guy to this sleeping guy so they can kind of touch each other or whatever is going on there, and then kill a Murloc. This dungeon before easily took upwards of an hour if you had a suboptimal group. And for some reason, it feels like you get Wailing Caverns way more than any other dungeon while leveling. Thankfully, this dungeon was split up into, I think, 3 or 4 separate mini dungeons. These mini dungeons will spawn you in a different location in the dungeon and will provide you with your end dungeon rewards and XP after about 2 to 3 boss kills on average. Now, it's not just any boss kills in the dungeon. There are specific bosses they set as kind of end qualifiers. But again, overall, a really nice quality of life change, and it does give me a chance to forgive Wailing Caverns for what it's done to me and my family. I'm confused. I'm confused by the mastery system. From my understanding, you pick one of the masteries, one of the spell masteries, then you lock up that rarity slot, right? Fine. But you can get any abilities in that certain mastery without costing additional rarity slots. This is a really cool concept that I was 100% about. How the fuck do I get the ability I want? I don't get it. It gives you the chance to pick between 3 of the abilities in the category of that mastery. But once you pick one, it doesn't seem to show up again. I don't know if I just got super unlucky, but I picked Feral Shapeshift Mastery. This has bear form in it, and this has cat form in it. I had to pick bear form because cat form can't be unlocked at level 1. That's not a problem. But I leveled to 60 and never saw cat form. Am I unlucky? Is it not working how I think it does? I don't know. Was I supposed to wait and pick up the mastery at level 20 when I could learn cat form? Will cat form ever be offered to me, or do I have to unlearn the mastery and then learn it again? It's too early to say. I'm gonna keep testing this one, but at this point, it seems like overall it's gonna be a step in the right direction. It doesn't give you any more spells or make your build any better really, but it does let you to pick up some more situational spells without the extreme cost of a rarity spent. The bonus card swap is potentially a lifesaver, but it may actually kind of be death in disguise. Well, disguised in a little card pack, that is. You'll randomly get a bonus card swap, allowing you to swap in an ability of a certain rarity for an ability you had already picked of the same rarity. This can be triggered by leveling and by using Hands of Fate. Now, when I first saw this, I thought this would help a lot, but after using it, I'm not quite sure. You're kind of given this new option. So let's say you need a certain legendary ability to make your build work. You can either pick up bad legendaries while leveling, so you have the chance to swap one of them out during your randomly occurring bonus card swaps, or you can just avoid getting legendaries so you have a better chance of seeing them later on, as the game will offer you more of a certain rarity if you don't have many of them. This system was originally implemented to avoid that latter option, giving the players the option to pick legendaries they may not like early on, but swapping them out at a later point with the bonus card swap. The problem is that these bonus swaps only offer you one legendary to pick from. So you're still better off avoiding legendaries, so you have the option to be offered 3 different legendaries to pick from one Hand of Fate use. I think this does have a easy fix, but at the moment it's just another box I've been clicking no to. It seems like I'm being a bit negative right now, but I did have a lot of fun. As a longtime Ascension lover, I'm pretty happy with the gameplay changes overall that were added, even if some of them seem to be in a bit of an odd state at the moment. Oh yeah, and Tame Element looks sick. Update on that later on.